The other one that you should now say to yourself is you don't want to have a mishap. Don't have a mishap, right? Mishap, metaphors, imagery. Make sure you say what type of imagery. Like, is it visual imagery? Is it sensory imagery? Is it oral or auditory? Is it to do with touch? What's it called when something's to do with how something feels? Tactile. So tactile imagery is another one. Natural imagery. If you see imagery of like leaves and trees, then that works as well. What about simile, hyperbole, alliteration, personification? Hyperbole is where you exaggerate something. You know, yesterday I ran for 1,000 miles to get to the shop. It's like, okay, I didn't actually run 1,000 miles. That's hyperbole. So don't have a mishap. Messed is best. They're great techniques to know going into the exam. Visual text, SPS is a good one. So always look when you see an image for the salient feature. What is salient? What is the thing that your eyes are immediately drawn to? That's a great technique if you guys get an image. Just first of all, try and say, what's the salient feature? You can also think about what perspective are we as the viewer entering the image or the shot. So you can say how the viewer is positioned in the image. And then you have symbolism, right? Are there any symbols in there? And what are they symbolic for? I think just salience and symbolism is usually enough to do a visual text response. So for instance, I've seen images before where it felt like the viewer was looking in through a computer screen or like a tablet. So you would literally say, and the image is framed. Everyone should write this down if you want to try and use perspective in an answer. The image is framed from the perspective of. That's how you go into it. For instance, the image is framed from the perspective of a computer screen, allowing the viewer to enter, right, the human experience of, cyber reality or something like that. Like that could literally be the sentence. So what is the perspective and how is it framed? I wouldn't necessarily prioritize that as a technique to use. I'm saying if you just notice that it's very deliberate in how we're seeing the shot, that could be significant. Very good. So positioning, you've got scale as well. If something's really large compared to everything else, then that's the scale of the particular feature. So that scale could make it salient. And you can say that in the sentence. The ship is made salient through its disproportionately large scale. That's literally could be the thing. And then you say what it means. What's the effect of that? What's it called when you contrast lighting with darkness? So when there's different kind of shades and there's something brightly lit and there's something quite dark and shadowy. Chiaroscuro. Everyone should write that down.